What up, though? And welcome back to I'm growNman. It's your man John D in the building. Good morning, everybody. You know, this morning I had like an epiphany. Like I'm trying to live in the moment and trying to realize how I got here. It all came from just reflecting why I wasn't where I thought I would be at that age. It was like 40, 41. And, you know, at the time, you would think that I was really happy, but I wasn't the happiest I could be. And I had to really ask myself why I wasn't happy. I was living in another country, taking my family around the world, being in education, still trying to impact, giving my wife the things I believe she wants, and lived on the beach in a high rise, and I was not happy. So when I had this reflection, it's crazy how things work, but I was stuck. I didn't know how to get to the next level. And then I don't know how long after that, but I had this conversation with some friends that were talking about the pineal gland, and I had never heard of it at that time. And those of you that know me, I love to know everything, right? So it puzzled me. I went to do research, and it took me on this journey of cleaning my diet. You know, when you think you're supposed to be where you are, you don't have the best practices. Well, I didn't. So when I learned about the pineal gland, it said that I needed to decalcify it because we put things in our body. I had went on this journey of removing fluoride to the best of my ability, like out of toothpaste, deodorant, not using nonstick pans. What else? It was amongst other things. I started eating very healthily, and I stopped putting wheat in my body. Like when I say bread, that was crazy. But what I'm trying to get at is that when I was at this point in my life where I didn't know how to get to the next level and I wasn't my happiest, the journey of mastering my diet was by far the best thing that could have ever happened to me. This is what I realized. The entire world loves delicious foods, and most of us are addicted to it, unfortunately. And it's hard to get off of it because everybody's doing it. And when I went on the journey of completing the keto diet, and when I say I did it, like my body changed in ways that working out couldn't have done. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, the work is really in the kitchen. It's what you put in your body. And if you put the right things in your body will change on its own. Now, working out, I'm not saying you don't have to work out, but you only get one body. And I'm at the age now where I need to just make sure it's functioning properly. And I don't want to get older and, you know, my joints and bones start hurting, but just thinking about walking. I'm not trying to do that. But getting back to the diet, completing the keto diet made me start doing research on other diets. My next diet I went to was, I believe, the blood type diet, because I couldn't believe what I was watching for my body. And I was like, can it get better? So I just got like fascinated with the idea, what if I do this? So the blood type diet I did, but I noticed when I did it, I was losing certain things that made my body function. Just an example, my nails got really soft and I don't know. But anyways, after that, I went to vegan, and vegan wasn't bad at all. I can see why people don't want to be vegan. The idea of learning how to create new foods, it takes too much bandwidth in your brain. You have to be so intentional with it that it really changes your lifestyle. And I was very intentional with it, and I was able to do it. I learned how to make different tasting meats using vegetables, and it was pretty cool. But after that, I went and did the vegetarian, thinking about going. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to go back to meat at that point, but I went to vegetarian. And then after just looking at everything, I was like, why do scientists say it's okay to eat meat and it's healthy? So then I just made an educated decision about, nobody's trying to hurt us. I'm not saying that eating meat is good or bad, but I think that it has some certain benefits to the body that you need. And we're humans. It's just a part of the cycle. So I know people like don't hurt animals, but animals hurt other animals and we're a part of it. So the idea that we can't eat the animals, that's just a different battle, that people just want to fight for. I don't understand that part. But you're not fighting for the other animals' rights, and we're part of this food chain. But anyways, getting back to my reflection. So I was just thinking about oh yes. So I can't think of this guy's name. I apologize. But it's this guy that talks about his past in the FBI. And he said that a breakfast that's really good, that can give you energy and keep your body functioning properly until you have like a lunch or a late lunch, whatever, depending on how long you are, I don't know, whatever your diet consists of. But he was like, if you drink water, have, I believe he said berries, like blueberries, blackberries in the morning, and you can have a couple of hard-boiled eggs. And he says that can last you so long, like, because you get so, he said, I think you get lost in your job and sometimes you don't get to eat. And if you don't eat, you don't think about it. But the hard-boiled eggs, and put them in your pocket and you're on the go, and you can function pretty well. So I was thinking, like, I listen to other people because this is their area. This is what people do. And I was like, I have this information of like, I can look like all the things that I thought were benefits in each of the diets, I can take and make them my own. So this epiphany of how to use the body properly, I'm still learning. But I do know that when I get up in the morning, I don't have to get up by an alarm. My body don't ache. I don't have to like stretch to like get out the bed. I can just get out the bed. And at this age, I can hear my friends complain about so many different things. And hopefully as we get older and those words that come together that can get people to do things where they can find the information on their own, it becomes easier for people to protect their bodies. My wife said just yesterday, a couple of her classmates passed, and I don't know why, but I know they're still at a young age to be passing this early. And then it caused me to think about some of my friends who passed because of, weight conditions, not knowing what to put in the body. And I believe there's a lot of information out there, right? But there's information that can actually help. People say, you got to do what works for you. If you only have one mindset and you don't have other options that can actually enhance your body, that's a poor way of doing what works for you, because you don't have any other resources to say this works, this works. So this morning when I look back and I was like, man, I've done a lot of things in just it's been 5 years, and I was able to get the benefits out of everything I just named. And I look now and I'm like, I wish I knew this at a younger age. And you know what? It wasn't just a diet though. I just remembered I got into fasting. Oh man, I think fasting, being over in Abu Dhabi, I fasted 2 or 3 years and I dropped weight like crazy. It was almost sickening. Like I was like, ooh, it was sickening. Like my head was a bobblehead, but I felt good. I felt like accomplished too. I was like, man, it's like I can do these things. So watching more videos, I learned that, you can fast whenever you want. So I remember I just started, like I would stop eating at dinner, maybe 6:30, no later than 6:30. And then I wouldn't eat until the next day. So I would have like after work. So and last year I used to get off work at 4. So I would have like just like a 3 or 4 hour window to eat. And I don't know if that was the best, but I didn't lose any more weight. I was pretty consistent. So recently in the last couple of months, I guess you could say I've indulged in delicious foods again, and I gained weight. Now, I want to say this, and this is me being vulnerable because it's crazy. Like in my head, I told people I wouldn't ever go over 200 pounds again because it doesn't make any sense. January 2nd, I stepped on the scale at 202 pounds. And I was like, oh man. So I was like, I have all this information. So I started to practice all the information. I was like, let's see how legit. So, and you don't ever want to drop too much weight too quick because I've learned that there are ways to do that really quick, but you don't want to like shock the body that much where it could dysfunction other things that you can't see. And like I said, I don't even know if I'm doing everything right, but I know that I feel like with the information that I have, I can control this thing. So yesterday I weighed in at 192. So the lightest I've been is 190, I believe. But I believe in another month, I could lose another 10 pounds easy. And I'll probably be in another couple of weeks, to be honest. But this is what I'm saying. If you learn to master your diet, it gives you an empathy for other people. You can hear people's struggles. And when I hear people say things, and working on communication is really difficult because you feel like you want to help. And you're not supposed to help. You're supposed to support and help them find the solution. It's very difficult for me because in my head, I feel like I wanted people to give me the information so I could reduce the mistakes. But I realized being that I mastered the diet and I learned how to lose weight, and this is the benefits of mastering your diet. It changes your eyes. You don't worry about your body anymore. You feel confident because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it allows your brain to like get some clarity. And when you get clarity, you find things that you will do that's in the best interest of you versus being distracted and letting your body go to waste. And we don't want to do that because, like I said, I have friends that have lost their life because of delicious foods. And, at our age, if we're not eating to live a better life, oh my gosh. I wish I could put it in better words. So what I'm telling you guys, when people can say to me, John, you got to do what works for you. I can say that works for me is true because I've completed several different processes or whatever, how you pronounce it. I've completed so many different ones where I know that it works. And if more people got a hold of that, I think that they would be a lot happier. I do believe that your diet is the key to happiness because if everybody's on drugs around you, like how? And we know what drugs are. You have your ups, but you're going to have your downs. You got to limit it. And if you don't limit it, your body just goes to waste and it's going to shut down. It's going to cause pain amongst people around you because of why couldn't they say the right things? So I guess that's what I need to work on. Is how can I help people believe that they're important enough to change their diet? Because I think that is it. That's the key to life, just your diet. But you have to believe you're important enough to change your diet. I know people say, man, you only live once. It's like, no, actually, somebody said you only die once. You should live every day, and if you don't watch what you put in your body, things start to get blurry and it's like, how did I get here? And nobody wants that. There's different ways to imprison yourself. And I think the biggest smokescreen is believing you have enough information. Like, I'm not saying I have enough information, but I know that the information that I did find, it changed my life. And it's put me on this path to try to be able to hopefully just say a few words to be like, man, I ain't look at it that way. That it can change their family. Because I don't know how old humans are, but we're definitely the most advanced humans and with the information that we have. Because, and so much information it says, wherever we are, There were people that were way more intelligent than us. Well, with the information that I have, we're the latest versions of humans, and we still can't communicate effectively. And the reason why I said we still can't communicate effectively because people are still killing people. You know, if you said something effectively enough, pretty sure you could get out of that somehow. It's always a better way. And I'm not saying it's 100% right, but I'm saying if people knew how to communicate effectively, nobody would feel disrespected, would cause anybody to do anything. We wouldn't be in wars. So if we could communicate better and get people to understand that the diet is the key to living a better life. The drugs are delicious foods. People always say, poor people don't have exposure to better foods. Incorrect. Like you can go to any grocery store. You don't have to eat what somebody consider this is healthy. Like vegetables and fruits, they're good. They have meat at the stores. Like if you actually learn what to prepare, poor people have all of that access. I think that people talk about it's a food desert or they don't have these. I haven't seen those places. The poor places I've seen, they've had like some type of supermarket, something to the point where you can get fruits and vegetables. And you can survive off of fruits and vegetables, and they will have meat. Like if you say you don't eat this, well, you are limiting yourself. Like a lot of times people are limited by the information that they believe in. What I've learned is if you search for more information, you will find it. And you better believe it'll create more options for opportunities for you to grow versus for you to believe that you're right and you can stay right here. There's so many other doors that will open and you'll be like, oh man. Like at one point I wanted to live to 160. I know everybody was like, it's impossible and all of this. I'm like, how do you know it's impossible? You don't know anybody that's taken on the journey that I've taken on to say that I'm going to live that long. And, like understanding that what you do, your environment that you live in could cause you your early demise. Well, I'm living my life as efficient as possible so that I could have lived to 160. But I realized I don't want to do that. Like everybody I know will be gone. And I don't think I want to like reinvent an idea that that's the goal. I want to enjoy the moments here on earth with the people that I love and do whatever people do when it's time to expire. I'm not running from it. But while I'm here, I am going to continue to fight the good fight and do my best to improve these words so that people know that I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying there are other options for you to find success in the way that you move in life without compromising anybody. You just have to believe in yourself. Like these last 5 years have been so inspirational to me that it's caused me to like feel like I could do this for the rest of my life. I could create these videos and put these words together and say, hey, the level of happiness that I've entered is worth. It's almost like you found God and then you want to go knock on everybody's door and tell them about God. I feel like I found a way to get this place, I don't know. People say you got your good days and your bad days. I don't have bad days. I've had moments taken away from me, but when I've learned to reflect pretty quickly because a day is 24 hours. Say you stay up 16 hours in a day, your day's bad. Oh, that's too long. Nobody's that important for you to lose your happiness. And people's like, what if somebody died? Well, I've come to the point where we already know that's supposed to happen. Unexpected or not, we know it's supposed to happen. And when somebody dies, to me, I've learned that you have to get the message. Don't be distracted because death is inevitable. We know that. And if you learn how to control your emotions to say that they're, however, whatever information you believe, but I believe that they'll still be with us, and maybe I'm probably a little hardened about how people go, but that's unfortunate, I guess, because I've seen people fall in depression when people leave. And I don't wish that on anybody because you become a different person. And when they've left, they didn't want you to just spiral down. They wanted you to know, like, I've done everything here for you. Like, now you have the keys to do whatever you want. But you got to believe that. People create different people because of this idea that they're supposed to hold on to something that they already knew that wasn't going to be there anymore. Get the message. If you don't get the message, then it could be tough. And I'll tell you this, if you work on your diet, you find ways to improve your performance of your body, you'll be able to relate and understand things without being sensitive to the matter. I believe that. And I think that's probably the biggest key. Like, I mean, you let me know. Like, I'm telling you what's working for me for these last 5 years. I dare anybody to ask anybody that I've spoken with and ask them, how do I act? And what is my energy like? And I'm telling you, my days are so filled with fulfillment. Like, I feel like I'm doing the best I can. I know that I could do better, but I know that I'm putting in more effort than I've ever put in any capacity in my life outside of these 5 years. Even from when I knew that, I could do more and I could do better, that's when my life changed. And I can create a different product by the effort that I put in. So that's what that diet did. Completing the process of the diet gives you a different perspective where you can enjoy life in a way that you would want to convince everybody else, hey, you need to do it for real. It's real. This is what you need to do. But I want to thank everybody who's been rocking with me. I just turned 47 and I feel good. Working on this podcast world is made me a different person. And I'm really happy with the person that I'm becoming because I only want the best for people. Even if I got to get the short end of the stick, I want the best for whoever's around me because life is too short not to watch somebody else be happy, especially when you already are happy. And, sometimes people are compromised, so they take from others or they do things that they wouldn't have done if they weren't compromised at such a young age. But if you change that diet, you won't compromise yourself anymore because you'll be that important. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.